Hey guys, so I'm Wondering Casey and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm currently on a working holiday visa and I wanted to give you guys some information about how to obtain a working holiday visa and some of the things that I had to prepare for before I actually applied. So we'll just go over a couple of things, so here we go. Alright, so the first thing is that not all countries are eligible for a working holiday visa in Australia. So you need to go to the immigration website, which I'll link down below, and check to see if your country is accepted and you can get one. First thing is, between the age frame of 18 to 30, right now they're actually currently adjusting that, so keep that updated if you are looking to apply, because I think that they are extending the age bracket to 35. And also they will be allowing Americans to get a second working holiday visa if you do agricultural work. Before you apply, there's a couple things that you need to do. They're gonna ask for your credentials, all of your passport information, all of that. So make sure your passport is current, not about to expire, doesn't need to be renewed, so go ahead and get all of that done. And once you get all of that, then what you can do is apply online. It costs around $420. Not all countries can apply online, but if you are from America or the UK, I believe that you can apply online. It is a very simple procedure. It takes around 10 to 15 minutes, and after you get approved, which it takes around, luckily for me, it took around 3 to 4 hours after I submitted my visa application. So I was really excited. They'll send you a confirmation over into your email letting you know your immigration and all of that stuff that you need to know, which I would recommend that you keep hold of. With a working holiday visa, it allows you 12 months to work and holiday in the beautiful land down under, which I love this country. It's absolutely amazing. And if you're thinking about doing it, don't think anymore, just do it. Another thing to note is that the visa actually doesn't go into your passport. It would be an electronic visa if you did apply online. So once you arrive in Australia, you're not going to get anything in your passport, kind of like how other countries do. It'll all be electronic, because hello, we're in 2016 now, so things are changing for the good. Make sure that you have your documents and everything together before you submit your application, because I have seen so many people online asking questions about, okay, well, I applied but I didn't, attach my documents and stuff like that. On another note, also, that's a very important thing for you to do as well, is to also make sure that you have your copies of your visa, you have copies of your driver's license, any credential IDs that you may use, passport most definitely. Scan all of those documents and then email them to yourselves, because you never know what can happen, and if you lose your passport, you can always just log into your email and have a backup and print it out and then go to an embassy and get it again. So it's a very easy process for you, and if you don't do those things and take the small little intricate details, ooh, big words, I'm using big words here, the intricate details of that, you need to just make sure that you have backups on all of those. You do not need to pay someone or a company to do this for you. You literally can go onto the website that they've provided and apply for yourself. So don't pay for a company to do it unless they're doing like some kind of promotional thing where you don't have to pay for it and you want to just go ahead and hop on that, then by all means do so. But you do not need anyone else to apply for you. You can apply for yourself. The thing that you need to consider is your airline. So once you've got your visa and everything, then you need to start looking at your tickets. Like I said before, you have a 12-month window where you can come, so you can kind of play around with flights. I would allow, if you're planning on coming, allow a little bit of time in between to make sure when you want to fly, or sometimes you may need to allow a little bit more time if you're going to be coming over here to work, say like in a medical field. You may need to have certain tests done, like blood tests and stuff like that. And also sometimes they require character requirements, which basically looks into your life to make sure you're of good character. So be of good character and come to Australia. Alright, so once you've got your visa and you've got everything sorted out and you have been approved, then start looking for your airline. The flight is horrendous. I'm not gonna lie. It's a very long flight depending on where you're coming from in the world. I actually came from Atlanta, Georgia, so the flight that I did, it actually took me 41 hours to get here, and I will never ever do that again unless I absolutely have to. Like, I flew from Atlanta to LA and I had a 12-hour layover in LA. Then I flew from LA to Fiji and I had a 4.5-hour layover there. So between the 3 connecting flights, it totaled 41 hours, and I also went through 2 time zones. I lost a day, gained a day. I don't know. I was very disoriented by the time that I arrived in Sydney. And that's another thing that you need to consider as well, is where do you want to fly into? The East Coast, and you're starting off and you know that you kind of have a plan of what you want to do, which, by the way, do not plan, have ideas. Because I'll tell you one thing, everything changes as soon as you get here. You may think that you are going to get here and then go boom and go over here and go here, here, here. But the one good tip of advice that I can give you is be open-minded when you come traveling, because things change day to day. So the most important part is to know where about do you want to fly into. So if you have a general idea that you want to go up the East Coast, then fly into Sydney, and then that way you can start up the East Coast. Don't fly to Brisbane because you're dead center in the middle, or if you want to fly into Cairns, it's a bit more expensive. Just kind of have an idea of what you want to do, and then keep your travels to where it's all one steady motion and you're not having to backtrack, because that costs money, and also it's not the greatest way to travel. So if you want to, but hey, hold on. I can't say that it's not the greatest way to travel. It's not my style of traveling. I'd rather go in one way. But if you want to bounce all around, go bounce. Like that's your art of travel. So I don't want to say that that's not the right way to travel, because there's no right way to travel. You travel how you want to travel. There's no one else that tells you how to travel. So if you fly into Sydney, that's good to be prepared for the idea that you are going to be going up the East Coast, and you can kind of keep that in mind. Also, another thing is the flights are somewhat expensive. I actually looked up, I bought mine at 2 o'clock in the morning, but like I said, my flight was a really, really crazy flight, and a long, long flight at that. Once you have your airfare booked and all of that, another thing that you need to do is contact your mobile phone provider. Most of them can actually help you unlock your phone. It's really a thing that you should do before you leave home, because once you get here, you can pop into a shop and have someone unlock it for you, but it costs money, and that's also something that I like to call a hotspot. So they know that travelers need their phones unlocked, and they're going to cost you, they're going to charge you a certain amount of money for this, because there are people who do not unlock your phone. It's a very simple procedure. I just rang up T-Mobile and said, hey, I'm going overseas, I need to unlock my phone, and they gave me a code and I unlocked it. Very easy process. Also, another thing that you can consider is opening up a bank account. I personally bank with Commonwealth. I really like them as a bank. They have what's called a Smart Access account, and it allows you to actually open up your bank account before you actually even arrive in Australia. That may be something that you want to consider. Up to you how you want to handle your financial side of things. But the one thing that I did do was open up my Smart Access account, and then once I got to Australia, I chose the branch that I wanted to pick up my ATM card. So as soon as I got here, I was able to access my bank account and have funds. I also used a company called TransferWise. I really, really like TransferWise for transferring money, and I think that that's a very good company, very reputable, and they save you loads of money, because just the way that they have it set up. Have a look at that. I'll link that down, and also hook you up with a free transfer if you do decide to use them to transfer your money. Credit cards and debit cards, let the companies know that you're going to be traveling, because you don't want to get over here and not have any way to have access to money. There's a difference between being broke, and there's a difference between not having any money to have access to. So that's also one key factor that I wanted to put in here about the financial side of things. So if you are thinking about banking with Commonwealth, then check out their Smart Access account. I'll link everything down below for you to have a look at, and see if that fits something that you might want to do. Another thing that also you should consider is if you want to have travel insurance. Get travel insurance. I skipped out on travel insurance, but that doesn't mean that you should. Coming from like the UK and stuff like that, you can get Medicare in here. Unfortunately, America doesn't really have like a reciprocal, we're not going to get into the whole medical thing and the insurance thing in America, because it's just absolutely nuts, but we don't have a reciprocal program like they do with Medicare. So I do believe that most of you guys coming from the UK, Ireland, and Canada also can get your Medicare here, so that's good to know that you'll be coming over here and be insured. Sounds very scary, but it's really not, because I've actually got sick on the road several times here, and Luckily, without insurance, it didn't cost me too much. However, I did have to pay for it, but it was cheaper than it is at home, which I'm grateful for. And yeah, so make sure you go for the travel insurance, shop around, and also when you're getting travel insurance, make sure that you get something that has like an extendable coverage, or something that's going to cover you for an extra amount of time. So if you do your second year, then you're only paying for your 12 months on the insurance. Then basically what you need to do is make sure that that company will be able to extend that for you without having to pay a huge fee. Do things the way that you want to do, create your own path and go. If you're considering leaving your country and you want to come to Australia and do a working holiday, do it. Do not even think for 1 second that you can't do it, because I'm here to tell you that you can do it, and it's an amazing, amazing country to come to and be able to work and also explore and travel around. It's just absolutely amazing, and I'm truly thankful that Australia actually offers this opportunity to Americans, and it's been a wonderful journey that I've had on my working holiday. So I highly recommend that you, if you are considering it, come do it, come do the work, come meet the people. And like I said, you don't have to book everything all at one time. So like I said, put the pen down, look at the maps, have an idea of what you want to do, but things do change on a day-to-day basis. You meet some of the most amazing people that you're ever going to meet in your life out here, or just traveling in general. You will meet people that are on the same wavelength as you, and it's something that I really love. Like it's something that I've grown to love the people and the person who I am when I'm traveling. So with that being said, you know, if you meet someone, and like I said, things change day to day, you never know. You could go on a road trip somewhere to the outback or up the East Coast or anything. So if you were booked into stuff, then you wouldn't be able to have that kind of flexibility to be able to do those things once you meet these people. And trust me, you will meet some awesome people. Have any kind of like diplomas or degrees or any kind of like certificates for work related or anything like that, make sure you email them to yourself, print them out. That's a good thing to have on you while applying for jobs. And also get a rough draft of your CV, and things will change on your CV. I kind of had a situation where, like, if I was applying for a hospitality job, it was a CV that had all of my hospitality experience or customer service experience or stuff like that. So you kind of have different CVs. You don't have to have everything on one CV. Split it up, divide it up, because there is a wide opportunity of jobs available for backpackers. Also, another thing to consider is make sure that you print out and copy all of your IDs and everything. I know I've said this and stressed this before, but make sure you have that with you, and also print out your visa confirmation, because some employers will ask to see that. So this is just kind of like a part one of things that you need to do before you come here. I'm going to do another video on everything you need to do once you do get here. So I hope you enjoyed that. And also, guys, if you like this, then hit that like button. If you want to subscribe and follow me around and wonder with me on my travels, then subscribe. And also check me out on Facebook, Instagram, all at Wondering KC. Everything will be linked down below. You can hit me up on Twitter as well. And I'm also on Snapchat. So however you want to follow me, if you want to wonder with me, please come and wonder with me. And I hope that this helps pops a few little bubbles that you may be thinking about. And if you are considering doing a working holiday in Australia, don't consider it anymore. Just come and do it, because it is an amazing experience and you will love it. All right, peace.